I also opened PyCharm to do the hands-on part over here. Okay, last we went through how the list methods are there and how it should work, the immutability, mutability, all those things. Okay, how dictionary can be defined? Dictionary can be defined in this way. So I'm assigning a variable which is dictionary d equal. Okay, dictionary should be enclosed by curly braces, and dictionary should be always having a key value combination. So key should be just like let me put one as key. Okay, and I'm doing a I'm putting a value over there a. So key colon value. This is one element of dictionary. Okay, if we want to enter another element, just put comma. So the element should be separated by comma, same as list. Okay, let's just let me quickly discuss a bit with list as well. So in list, suppose I declared one element a. So here the first element is a. Here also the first element is a. But the main difference is, as I told, while inserting any value in list will be checking by its index position. So suppose we have multiple values. Suppose we have second value as B. We have third value as C. So what is the position of A? Is 0th position, 0th index of list. It's first index of list. This is second index of list. Okay, so C is there at the second position of this list. Similarly, for D, I mean dictionary, we are not mentioning any index, or by default there is no such index. I mean, instead of index, we are giving some keys. So A is stored respective to this key is 1. Now, I'm just mentioning the second element, that is the key is 2 and the value is B. Third element I'm putting 3. So I'm putting the value in integer format, and I mean, sorry, the key in integer format and value in string format. There's no such rule what can be value and what can be the keys. I can put anything, but only one condition is there. Key and the data type of key cannot be mutable. This is the only changes, and this is the only logic we need to think about. What is the thing? The data type of key cannot be mutable. Otherwise, everything is possible over here in dictionary. Let me quickly print dictionary first. Print D. Let me also print. Okay. Let me also print data type of D. Let me just quickly run these two things. As of now, list is not required. I'm removing list. So I just printed D. Yes, this is dictionary. The class is shown as dict, D-I-C-T. Okay. Now, what I was telling. So in the value position, I can put anything. There is no such restriction. I can create a list over here. I can create a tuple, anything. I can create multiple thing over here. I can put float number over here, 5.6. I can put some Boolean value here. No issue. But key should be always constant when it was been declared. I have declared one key, so the key cannot be modified. So that is why the key cannot be mutable. I should have to use such data type in key which is immutable in nature. So let me just quickly show you. I'm just updating the value of the first element as list. So I can also include list as a value over here. Okay. I'm just declaring a list as a value for the first element. it should be also running. Okay, so by this dictionary, you can see the first element is this one. One is key, and 1 to 3 is value. 2 is key, 5.6 is its value. 3 is key, 2 is its value. But if I just quickly change this thing into key position, it will be throwing an error because, as I mentioned, key should be unshapable. I mean, key should not be. I mean, over here in list, I can modify this kind of list anytime. As I mean, told you, list is mutable in nature in last session. The same reason I cannot put any mutable data type in key position. So this is the important topic I just covered. Okay, let me just the same thing. Let me just stick about this dictionary only. Now, as I was mentioning that while printing any lists element, I have to call the index. Let me quickly show you the thing. So while calling any list value, I was calling the thing. Suppose I want to print this 3. So last working day, I was checking how to print it. I can print its position or index. L3 is in second index. So I just print L2. You can see it should be printed as 3. Similarly, if we want to print a particular element, we do not have to put any index. We can directly tell the value. Suppose 1. Okay, 1 is the key, so it should be returning the value. So we do not have to put any index. We just have to pass the key. It should be returning the value of that key. D3 means this is 3. That is why it is returning true. Okay, that is how dictionary is working. Uh, some more things I just want to show you. Some important methods are there in dictionary. I'm just eliminating list from here. Just put d dot. You can see those are the important methods available. Let me just show you few of them. Okay, so suppose over here d dot items. If I just check it, nothing, no parameter needs to be passed. If I just run it, then you can see if I just put d dot items, it's just printing the entire dictionary with this format, key and value format, key value format, key value format. Okay, this is a small tuple. Key value is converted in a tuple and it's printing the same. If I just only print keys, it will return the keys. Dictionary keys 1, 2, 3. Over here, I just mentioned in this way. If I just put keys only values over here, so it should be returning only values. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 5.6, true. It's not returning the key. So those particular things you can use. Yeah. And there are lots of other methods as well. Just quickly check it. As per the naming convention, I think you can clearly understand what are the things. Items, keys, values, I just told. Copy. You want to copy one dictionary to another dictionary. So you can just use copy, just like this way. D1 equal to D dot copy. Okay, simply this thing. You just run it and print D1. It should be same value as D. Okay, that's it. So the naming convention is suggesting what are the things, as I mentioned. If you want to explore what are the different methods available, just put after this variable, after D variable, D is the variable of class. It's containing the dictionary related stuffs over here. So whatever available methods are there in dictionary D, it should be returning the same thing. So if I just put D dot, it will be showing us what are the different methods are attached with it. Okay, just check it and put it there. Okay. So I'm closing this. Any doubts so far? This was the leftover thing I just covered up. So for new session, I'm just starting for day 3. Okay. So what are the leftover data types I am yet to be covering? I mean, yet to be covered. That's tuple and set. Let me quickly cover what is tuple and set. Then all of our data types should be covered. Okay. So tuple. Let's come first. What is tuple? So yesterday we learned what is list. Only difference between list and tuple is, I mean, it's very similar. Tuple is very similar, just like list. The main syntactical difference is while declaring a list, if you just quickly remember it, we are just putting square braces there. Okay. But while declaring a tuple, it should be, let me declare tuple where key, it should be this brace, the first bracket. Okay. This is how tuple should be declared. The only difference is this. Even I just showed you that list can contain heterogeneous element, just like this way. Tuple can also contain the same thing. I'm just copying and pasting the same element over here. Let me print the value. Print L. Let me also print the data type. Type of L. Let me do the same thing for this T variable. Okay, so you can see it's a list and this is a tuple. This is the main difference. Okay, so the main, I mean, syntactical difference is this, but the main logical difference, why we have created a different data type. We have the series of characters over here, series of characters over here as well. So why we are creating I mean, two data types in Python? The main difference is tuple is mutable in nature, similar kind of thing as string. List we can mute it during runtime, but tuple I cannot mute it. Let me just quickly show you. It should be the same example as list, I mean string. So if I just going to update, okay, I can call or slice the same kind of thing what I have. If I just want to call a single element, the same thing should be there. This is 0th element, this is first, this is second. If I just want to print the second element, T2, let me print it. So all the operations are similar. What is happening? Tuple object is not callable. Okay, I cannot call this kind of object over here. Okay, not this way. I need to call by square bracket. Yes. So you can see the second index means 0th 1 second. So it is returning T. Okay. So it is returning fine. Everything is fine. But if I just going to assign any value over here, just like T2, I'm assigning some values over here. Suppose T2 equals 6. So while executing this operation, it will be failing because tuple is a immutable data type. So tuple does not support item assignment. So this is the main difference. We have created a separate data type unlike list. Okay. So it's the all the functionality is same. Instead, we cannot do item assignment. So whatever methods we have used for list, there are lots of methods we checked in yesterday's session. Just put L dot. So all those methods are available. We can append some value, but the same thing we cannot do over here because once I declared this tuple, I cannot insert any value. I cannot append any value. I cannot pop out. I cannot change any value. So all of the methods you can see if I just put dot, those methods are available for list. But for this tuple, let's put this thing will not be working. So it's a erroneous thing. So I deleted it. So T dot, put T dot, you can get only two methods available, index and count. That's it. So I can get the index. Suppose if I just put T dot index, this kind of, this two was also there for list as well, but only this two is available because all those methods are list is somehow updating the list itself. So those methods will not working for tuple. T dot index, if I just put 2, it will be returning the index of 2. Let me print the result. Otherwise, I cannot able to. So it should be returning 1. See 0, this is 1. Only this thing and another was it was showing find, I think. T dot count. Okay. Count means if I just put 2, how many times it is there inside the list? What is the frequency of that element inside the tuple? Only 1. If I just insert another 1 over here, another 2, then it will be returning 2. Yes. So count method is just returning the frequency of the data. So only these two methods are there for tuple, index and count. Everything is fine, every function is fine, but due to its immutable in nature, we are losing all the methods what are available in list. We cannot find the thing in tuple. So based on our requirement, maybe we are just entering a big project. So we need to check what kind of data type I need to assign, whether that particular data type or characters, array of characters are mutable in nature in during the coding and all. If this is so, then we need to choose a list. Suppose I do not need to change the thing. Suppose I need to check with some coordinates. I need to fit with 8 or 10 coordinates, which are the bus stand. Maybe I'm just designing an app. Okay. In that app, I just need 10 coordinate point. And that 10 coordinate point cannot be updated during runtime. Maybe in future, I need to include some more coordinate point that I can directly declare during declaring the tuple. That is fine. But that coordinate point cannot be updated during the runtime of the program. So that type of cases we can directly choose. We can directly choose a tuple, not a list. Okay. So based on the project requirement, we need to choose what kind of data type is suitable for our project. Any doubt for tuple? I think we are able to understand why, why we can use list, why we can use tuple. Any doubts so far from anyone? Okay. Someone joined from Google Pixel 6. Are you a new resource or you are already having experience?
Yeah, I have already experience.
No, this is your first class or
Yeah, this is the
okay.
first class I'm joining.
Okay. You already have the experience, so I think there'll be no issue. We just covered few of the topics in last 2 weeks. So if you want to
Okay.
go through, it's fine. But as it's very basics, in SQL we just covered some of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
advanced topics. So I hope there'll be no issue. You can just quickly go through on top of that.
yeah,
So
sure,
as of
sure.
now, we are learning Python. Python as a basics for a couple of days, 2 or 3 days. Maybe the day after
Okay.
tomorrow, we'll be starting Python as a data engineer tool. So there we will be importing some new libraries there and work on top of that. But before that, we are just going through the basics thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Yeah. The next data type and the last data type is set. Let me quickly cover up this thing. After that, we'll be going ahead with conditional logic, loop part, for loop, while loop. Uh, User defined function is there. So this is the last topic. Okay. Let's quickly go through what is set. Let's declare a set. How set can be declared? So it's the same kind of set. Set theory. Okay. it should be within curly braces. Let me declare it this way. Okay, I'm printing the set itself and printing the type of set itself. In the data type is set, it's fine. So for set, we just need to declare it within curly braces and the element should be comma separated. So why we should be having set? Why we should declare a set? Because in set, the main two things. Okay, first of all, I just want to mention this sentence, order collection of unique objects. So whatever I am declaring over here, you can see if there is any duplications, just like 3 is duplicated over here. But set will store the element only once. Ordered collection of unique objects. And whatever things I have mentioned 4 over here. But while storing the same thing within a set will be storing all those values in ordered collection. So you can see it's ascending in nature 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I just mention 1 over here again, or I'm putting 85 or 87 over here. Okay, let me run this. You can see it's automatically organized. It's removing first duplicates. There are duplicates of 3. There are duplicates of 1. Those are coming twice. So they are removing these things as well as their, set is ordering the entire data. Okay, it's ascending in nature 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 87. So this is one of the main thing of set. It's having a capability of doing the order by. Whatever we have learned in SQL part, we checked with order by, we are doing ascending nature data, data and all. So the same kind of thing, it's by default set should be ordered. Okay, another important thing, if you just quickly go through, set theory, there are lots of things we can do, just like union operation between two data sets, the intersection, minus. So this kind of operation we can do in set as well. Okay. So those can be done with the help of those methods. Copy, we can know what is copy, clear. Okay. There are these three things, difference, intersection, union. Let's do a union quickly. So I'm declaring S as this. Let me declare this thing as S1. I'm declaring another S2. Taking some value there. 1, 3, 4, 54, 8. Okay. 1, 3, 4, 54, 8. Let me just do. Okay. How I can implement the method S1 dot union. I'm calling union over here. So S1, on top of S1, I'm imposing the method union and the mandatory parameter I need to pass another set, that is S2. I can also declare the same thing in this manner. There will be no issue while doing this. S2 union S1. Both of them should be having the same result. Because if we are just unioning it, all the data points should be merged together. Okay. Let me print the result. You can get all the things are merged and printed over here. 54, 87s are there, 8 is there over here. The new things over here, that is 54 and 8. 134 is already present over here. Okay, this is how union works. The same thing, if we can put intersection, it should be helping me with the common data points. 1, 3, 4. Those are the common between each of the sets. Similar kind of thing. What we have learned in set, if we have any such kind of operation, we have to choose set data type. That's the main thing. Now about difference. What about difference? If we just put difference, difference means while using the reference, I mean which position I'm putting which set, that is very important. S1 difference S2 means what extra thing is there in S1 which are not present in S2, this will be returning the value. So that is why if I use this kind of thing, it's totally different. S2 difference S1 means what extra things are there in S2 which are not present in S1. Okay. So if I just run the first thing, 2, 5, 6, 87. So those are the extra thing which are not present over here. And if I just run this thing means we have 54 and 8 extra which are not present over here. So only for difference the positional things are mattering over here. Otherwise, there is no such other thing. So this is how set data types is working. Okay. If we have this kind of operations, then we have to choose this one. Otherwise, we can go ahead with simple list or tuple. Okay, this copy clear, those are very same. Okay, conversion to list. If we want to convert the set to list or tuple to list, any kind of thing, we can use the same conversion function that we have learned in last day. So suppose I want to declare the same, I mean, we want to took the same element and I need to convert this S1 to a list. Just use the list function, just like integer function we mentioned in last working day. If I just mention, then it should be okay. So I can just converting this S1 to list. Okay, similar kind of. If I also want to convert, I can also convert from list to set. Just like we need to use set keyword. So which is the final data type? I just need to imply this function on top of which one I want to convert. I need to use the same on top of which function I need to implement. Just have to put the same thing. Okay. I hope there is no doubt. If there is any, please tell me. So we covered up all the data types over here. Now I'm just going ahead with some basic operation. Conditional logic. So conditional logic, I'll be quickly demonstrating on based on if else statement. Okay. So how we can check it? Let's declare, okay, let's take a value input from user. The same thing we have learned last day session. I'm doing an exercise. I'm taking, I mean input from user a particular number and we need to check whether the number is odd or even. And I'll be returning the same thing to user. Okay, so let's do the same function. We have used input function. Input, enter a number. Input function will be scanning input from user. Okay, input, enter a number. Whatever number I'll be receiving, I'm just uh, storing the thing in a variable called I. Okay, one more thing. I'll be doing some integer related operation over here, but the input function by default, whatever it will be scanning, it should be varchar in nature. Varchar or string in nature. Varchar generally used in SQL. So it should be character or string in nature. So that is why as we will be following up all the numerical related operation or integer related operation on top of I. So I need to convert whatever I'll be receiving. I'll be converting this thing in a number. Okay. So I'm imposing another function called integer. Whatever input I'm receiving, I'll be converting this thing in integer data type and I'll be assigning the value to I. That thing we just learned in last session. Okay. After that, I received the value in I variable. Now let's try if it's the conditional operator I'm using by if clause. This is the remainder function. If I percent 2, I'm dividing I by 2. If the remainder is 0, the comparison should be double equal. If this is equal 0, put a colon, press enter. If you just press enter, there will be by default an indentation should be added. Over here, indentation means the particular statement should be executable under the parent statement. Okay, so the simple space is very much effective over here. We should not be using any braces, but we should be maintaining an indentation to showcase that the particular thing should be running under this statement. Okay, if I percent 2 equal 0, put a colon and press what should be the statement it should be doing. It should be printing the entered number is even. It's dividing by 2, so it's even. Okay. Else statement I can put it's a odd number. Okay. Else statement should not be running in with the same indentation because else means I can put separately if I percent 2 not equal 0 or I can directly put else. Okay. There is no such other condition. Either it can be 0, either it cannot be 0. So that is why I'm using else. If else. Else print the entered value or the entered number is odd. Okay. So this is how conditional statement work. If put the condition, okay, put the condition, then colon, then print something or do some operation, whatever things you want to do. Else, again put colon, and after the indentation, put what kind of operation you want to do. Let's try this exercise. Okay, enter a number. It is asking for a number. Let's try with the integer, even number first. Let me enter 6. Okay, the entered number is even. Let me run again with the odd number. Suppose 7 or 77. The number is odd. So while I'm putting 77, it's coming first over here. It is not meeting this one. So it is not executing this. It's really come to else part and give us this output. Okay, it's very simple. Any doubts so far from anyone? It's clear for everyone. The conditional statement. Okay, as there is no response, I believe yes from everyone. Next is for loop. How for loop should work? Okay, loop means iterating. I mean, we need some iterable to work. Means we need some collection of. Okay, what is iterable? Let me show you first. Iterable means particular data type where multiple values can be stored. What such kind of data types we are having? Just like arrays data type. We are having string, we are having list, we are having tuple, we are having dictionary. So those are all iterable. So let's declare a iterable. Suppose I'm declaring a list. Okay. This is my list. I want to run a for loop based on the iterables. This iterable. Okay. I'm creating a loop variable for I. I is a loop variable. in iterables. I can put over here any list, any dictionary, any string, anything. For I in L, let print all the value of I. Okay. Here also, after declaring for loop, we just need to maintain a colon, and after that put enter. The default, I mean, after putting enter, it should be taking an indentation because this print should be running under this one. Okay, we can also just come outside of the loop, just putting this thing, but it should not be working under this statement. So that is why indentation is must over here as well, to show Python that my this statement should be running underneath this statement. This is a subpart of the statement. So if I just run it, what it's returning? It's returning all the elements individually, one by one. So the loop variable, it's picking up single element, each of the element of the list. Okay. First it's picked up one, it's returning one. Inside the same loop, it's coming back over here again. It's getting two, it's coming back over here again, getting three. In this way, the iterables are being printed with individuals elements. Okay. Instead of list, I can use another thing as well. We can use set, tuple, anything should be there with having the same kind of thing. Only if we just use any dictionary, if we use any dictionary, suppose, let me pull in similar kind of dictionary. What I have showed you in earlier session. 1A, 2. Okay, dictionary should be within curly braces. Okay, so I can directly put, share it's the same thing. If I print it, if I print it by default, I will be returning the keys only. Okay. If we want to print particular, maybe this value, then I need to use some methods. The same methods I have showed you, that values, not over here. I should implement on top of dictionary. Yes. So I'll be iterating on top of the values of the dictionary, and I'm printing I. Okay. So it's printing the value. If I just want to print the whole set, keys by default items. Yes. So each of the pair should be returned within a tuple format. This is how the iterations should be working on top of dictionary. Okay. I can also use range function. I can, okay. So over here in this place, it should be iterable, means multiple, a collection of multiple elements should be there in this place. So that can be list, that can be dictionary, that can be set, that can be tuple, anything. I can also use some function called range function. Okay, so range function will create the array for ours, for our purpose. I can use this way. So suppose I want to print uh, 1 to 9 natural number. Okay, so the first element should be 1, it will be printing 10, and the third parameter I can put, it is the intervals. So by default, if we do not pass any third parameter, it should be 1. The interval should be 1. 10 should be the maximum number till which number I just will be going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It should not be greater than equal 10. It should not be less than equal this value. It should be less than this value. Let me quickly run it. You can see the output is 1 to 9. How it is just running? So the first, when it's coming first 1, it's fine, 2, 3, When it's coming for 10, it will be just checking. Just I told that this value should not be equal over here. Okay. Till this value, for 9, it will be returning the output. 10, it will not be returning. The range function, this value is, the element should not be equal to this value. Okay. I can create multiple, for loop within a for loop, it's called nested loop. I can declare over here another value, just like for j in another range, or I can use this dictionary, what I have declared earlier. Okay. Now I'm printing I comma j. If I print this manner, so it should be printing the combination of this. The first thing is 1. My loop variable just captured this one. Okay, it's coming over here. It will be capturing this one now. So for each of this one, all the elements should be returned 1, 2, 3. For the first one, all the jth variables value should be returned. So it's completed. Then again, it will be going to the next iterables, that is 2, or next iteration, that is 2. For 2, each of the individual elements should be printed again. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. So this way, it should be repeated 9 times. Each of the elements should be having individual 1, 2, 3. That is how iterable, nested loop should be working. Okay. So for loop, this is, just like we can repeating the thing. I'm over here, every time I'm printing only I. Suppose I need to print, okay, over here I in range 1 to 10 means I should be having 9 values of I. That I already mentioned. But I'm only printing over here I. But this should not be the scenario. I can take advantage these 9 numbers. I can print anything. Suppose I want to print hello. So 9 times it will be printed hello. Okay. So from this range function, I'm just getting the number of iteration. So I also put L. In my L iteration, in L, we have 3 iterations over here. Okay. So 3 times hello should be printed. So whatever I'll be printing, that is totally my choice. I want to print the elements of the particular list, or I can print any other thing, taking advantage of number of counts of this iterations. Okay, so this is the advantageous position of for loop. Suppose I want to check all of the conditions. The conditions are put in a list or any other thing. So this is how we should work. Is it clear for everyone? For loop is clear for everyone?
Yes.
Okay. While loop. The operation is similar. The structural difference are there. While doing the while loop, just I need to declare the loop variable first. This is one of the important thing. While doing the for loop, I do not have to declare any kind of loop variables and all. Declare a loop variable. Put the condition while I less than 10, print I. So I'm assigning a value to I, that is 0. I'm initializing the I. Then I'm putting the condition while I get less than 10, print I. Let's increase the value over here of I equal I plus 1. Over here, what I'm doing, I less than 10, and I'm increasing I's value. First it is 0, I'm increasing 1. It will be coming over here again with 1 value. It is less than 10, it will be coming over here and getting increased 2. 2 is less than 10. So till 9, it will be working in this one. I can also put over here conditions if greater than, less than equal 10 in this manner. Okay. Unlike range means the upper limit what I'm just putting over there the function or the element should be less than that one. But over here, it should be in this way. Okay, and over here I'm printing this I value means whatever I is consisting in current iteration, it will be printing the same thing. Okay, so it's nothing but it's returning the value 0 to 10. Inside the loop, there is two concepts called break and continue. Okay, what I mean that means why to use break inside the loop? If I use break in anywhere, if that thing is getting executed, then it will be breaking the loop and it will be coming outside of the loop. Suppose somewhere it can get this break statement. Okay, it's run, and it will not be executing this part. If I just run this, only 0 is there means first it's 0, 0. In this position, 0 is less than 10, it's fine. So I'm printing 0. The next statement, when it's executing, it's getting break statement. So it will be breaking this loop. Loop is from this point to this point. It will be breaking this loop and it will be coming outside of this loop. Okay. Generally, where to use break statement? Suppose inside this loop, I am running some conditional statement. I'm searching some value. Okay. If that condition is met, I don't want my code to run for the entire iterations. So I can use some if else statement over here. And if my if statement is met, I can break it. I can break the loop and I can come outside of this loop. That is how break should be working. Okay. And continue. What is continue? If we just mention continue over here, continue will do. I mean, if it get continue over here, I mean for the first element that is 0. For 0, 0 is less than 10, it's fine. It will be printing 0. If it get continue, then the next statement of the same loop will not be executed. Rather, it will be going for the next iteration. After 0, whatever the next thing should be there, it should be running with the same thing over here. But after 0, what should be the next value of the I? That is been mentioned only in the next statement. So that is why it will be in a particular infinite loop. If I mention continue over here, it will be searching for the next value, but the next value it's been assigned in the next line. As I mentioned continue, it will not execute this line. So it will be returning 000 multiple times. Let me run it. Yeah, in infinite time, it will be returning 0 until I stop the program. Okay. Continue will help to break that iteration only. And it will be going to the next iteration. If I just mention this statement earlier, this statement, then it should be running fine. But there is no such different. If I put continue over here, there is no such different. If we do not put, if we put, there is no change. Okay. Just the function of continue is, I can also use the continue in a if else clause or just like this. Continue is, I can get rid of current iteration. Whatever current iteration is going on, I can get rid of this thing. I'll be moving to the next iteration of the next value of I. Okay, so that is the meaning of continue. Continue with the next iteration. Okay, so those are different for and while loop which we can use in the later session. That is, I'm just mentioning all the basics things because in later session, we'll be using lots of usage. I mean, of list, dictionaries, and all. Maybe I'll be also using for loop over there too. Okay. User defined functions. Okay, we have gone through lots of inbuilt functions, just like print. Print is an inbuilt function. So how to create an user defined function? We need to use a keyword called def, a function name, suppose new function. This way you can declare a function. I can pass some parameter inside the function. I cannot pass anything. So this way we need to declare a function. Over here I can print whatever things I want to print. Okay, I need to pass this kind of close open bracket. Okay. Print, suppose I'm printing it. This is a new function. Okay, why function should be using? For function we need to declare only once. I declared these functions. This function is doing nothing, just it's printing something. And this function is callable inside this code anytime. If I call this function multiple times, I'm getting outside of this indentation. If I call this function multiple times, each time it will be returning this print function. So that is why functions can be declared one time and it can be used wherever it's required. That is why the usage of function is this. Just like print statement, print is declared only once inside the Python interpreter. But we can use anytime whenever print is required. Just like data type. For data type calculation, we are using type function over there. So whenever it's required, we can quickly use it. Okay. So this is a similar kind of function. We can just pass some parameter inside the function. Suppose I want to uh, get squaring of a number. So square num. I'm just creating a new function. For square num, I need to pass some parameter. Suppose I'm passing a parameter called a, and it will be returning the value. It will be take input from user the value of a, and it will be returning the value a cross a, means the square of the number. Okay, let me try it. Okay, I need to print it, or rather I can do a print statement. Inside print statement I can pass a cross a. This is the good example. Or I can directly use print in this manner. Print square num, suppose 5, 25. So I can use any time whichever square function I required. Just I need to pass this kind of parameter properly. 6. Over here I can put 10. I can get all the values simultaneously. 25, 36 for 5 it's 25, for 6 it is 36. 100. So it's calling this square number function which is returning a cross a. So whatever I'm passing the parameter, it will be returning squaring it. Okay. This is how we have created a new function in this way. And this function will be taking input from myself. Whatever input I'm just pushing, it is giving the output, squaring it. Okay. So those are all the things. Okay. Any doubt from anyone so far? Just we are already almost covered all those things. Tomorrow we'll be going ahead with object-oriented programming, what is class and all, and we'll be starting with the new libraries called pandas. Just to understand how how we can start work on top of data engineering using Python.
Hey, Southwick.
Yeah, Ramya, tell me.
Um, can we use the condition and the incrementer with the for loop too, just like in the while loop?
Yeah. We can we can use if a statement over there as well.
Can you tell an
I'll,
example?
I'll be giving an exercise to you. All of you on top of this kind of thing. So please try this thing. If there is any issue, then I'll be checking. Okay. I'll be putting some quick exercise in WhatsApp group. So try to solve this thing. If there is any stuck point or anything, we'll be just quickly checking in the very next step.
Yeah.
Is that fine? I'll be just giving some exercise on top of list as well as with this kind of for loop and all. So please have a quick look on that and send me the answers by mail. If there is any stuck point, we can just check it in the very next time. Okay. Okay. Any other thing you want to get it clarified? Okay. I hope no. Let's close the topic for today's session. Let's connect tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.